back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac. Along with Trent Haston, we are your hosts. We're now joined by Amy Brindley, and Amy is the CEO of MakeAWish for Central and Western North Carolina. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you.
How come when we always return from the first segment, you ignore me? You leave me out.
I'm pretty sure you'll get something in there.
Amy's
before
my
long.
homegirl though,
That's
so
right.
I gotta give her a shout out.
So
I'm recently back on the MakeAWish board, and excited about that. Excited to have Amy as my fearless leader. Thank you.
So we're excited to have you back. I don't think you had a choice, Trent. I kind of signed you up.
You asked him back?
I
like
asked him
your
back.
business.
I asked him to return.
Business lesson of the day. If you don't answer phone calls because you love someone so much, the love is unconditional. They just put you in a position.
That's how I became. That's how I became president of NARI. Someone asked who wanted to do it. And I wasn't paying attention, and they just pointed at me.
Really?
I think that's how it happened.
Point.
Appointed.
That's like Donald Trump. He'll point at you.
He'll appoint
Hey,
you.
so Amy and I have a bond. Amy joined MakeAWish as I became the president at my first term on the board at MakeAWish, and she has done a wonderful job in Central and Western North Carolina. I guess it's 51 counties.
51 counties. That's
Wow,
like half the state.
Man, I knew that.
Half the state. Good job.
But the Roby family, as everybody knows, leading up to the cornhole tournament, every last segment we told a wish story for several months, and we support fully 100% through the cornhole tournament and just through our efforts. The Make-A-Wish Foundation of Central and Western North Carolina, that's the flag we bear, the flag we wear. So we love having you here, Amy. Good to catch up.
I love to be here. And in all sincerity, Trent's an incredible leader for our organization. He was a game changer 5 years ago when I came on board. Our chapter was not in great financial shape, and to be in a situation where you have all these kids who need and deserve wishes and not to have the money to grant them is not a good place to be in. And so, Roby companies and their family and vendors and have come on board, and Trent with his leadership has really helped turn the chapter around. And it's a much different story today than it was then.
Well, Amy, we keep referencing Central and Western North Carolina, and why is that so important? I mean, I think that's important for the audience to understand that the money that is donated in our area does what? Stays here, right?
Stays locally. There's a big misconception about Make-A-Wish as a national organization. We are a national and international organization, but every chapter is their own 501c3. So that's why I'm a CEO and not an executive director. I run the business
makes sense.
of Make-A-Wish in Central and Western North Carolina. And so we only grant wishes to kids in the 51 counties we serve, and we can only raise money within the boundaries of those 51 counties. So it is local dollars that make the difference for local kids.
I mean, in my opinion, it's a very intelligent business structure how Make-A-Wish International is set up. I've been to several national meetings with Amy, but it gives you, it's kind of mirror the Roby families after it in a way. It gives the local chapter entrepreneurship with the brand backing and the brand and the mission of the national and international tag of Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
And the
Makes
history.
complete sense.
And you have that support, but we get to support our kids.
Right.
And that's important.
Well, and more people want to get back to their local community. It's really about what happens in my backyard. Not what happens somewhere else all the time.
Right.
And what can I do here?
Well, I've been able to use that. People are like, hey, can you help my charity? And I'm kind of like, hey, no, we commit fully to Make-A-Wish. That's where we hang our hat. And they're like, oh, you need to help your community you live in. I'm like, we do, bro. Let's sit down with me and let's build a fire and let's talk about it a little bit. So I love that. I mean, I just love all things Make-A-Wish. I have 4 children. And we all have children sitting here at the mic.
Yep.
And it's just nothing better to be able, in my opinion, to help kids, but also to educate your children through what you're doing with Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the thing about being a parent. Like you said, Trent, we're all parents sitting here, talking today, and my daughter's going to be 13 in May.
Oh, wow.
13 blows my mind. I don't know how this happened, but every day with what I do in granting wishes for children with life-threatening medical conditions, oftentimes these parents are dealt a blow of diagnosis in an instant, and your life completely changes. And I know that any moment that could be me. And, you don't want your head to go there, but it goes there. And you think about, what if that were me? What if Cora, my daughter, was having severe headaches and it turned out to be a tumor? What if something happened? And so that's constantly flowing through my head of, what if, and what I can do right now for kids, and being fortunate to have a kid that's not sick right now.
Well, one of the amazing things that Make-A-Wish does, and I know you were part of this, and it's the kids carry the message, and they carry the message so well. And I've been fortunate enough to hear some of them speak, and Trent always talks about their business people in training because they get all this public speaking experience. But I mean, it just tears at the heartstrings. I mean, and to your mind, Cora, you probably put yourself in the exact position the parents are in, and the child, you're looking at the child as if it's yours. And it's so very powerful. And I think that's why we told a bunch of stories throughout the year. Trent alluded to it earlier. And that was our favorite part of the show. I mean, was telling these stories. And I don't think we do it very much justice because really you got to see it from the child's perspective.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, kids are innocent.
Right.
They don't understand being sick. They don't understand anything else but wanting to be kids. But their parents fully understand the gravity of what's happening. And so for Make-A-Wish, to grant a wish for a child, to be a bright spot in a very dark time is powerful. I mean, it's hope. And when you say that you can deliver hope to somebody, that's pretty powerful and it's significant. And especially telling the stories of some of our kids and some of the wishes we've granted.
No, I agree. So Amy, I know you have some of your favorite wish stories from 2016. Why don't you give us a couple?
Yeah. So
I was going to say, first of all, I saw something that you wrote on the top of your page. How many wishes did we grant this year in Central and Western North Carolina?
Yeah, so we've come a long way in the terms of the number of kids that we're reaching. Last year, the year before last, we granted 260 wishes. And so our goal is always to reach more children every year because we know about 430 are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness each year in our 51 counties. So how do we reach more kids? So we did 260 last year. This year we just ended on September 1. We started a new wish year. We granted 296 wishes. So 36 more wishes this year than we did last year.
That's unbelievable.
And we're hoping to grant around 320 this next year. So it's significant.
And relative for the audience at home, at the bottom of the recession, when giving was down and we were struggling also as an organization, what were we, a little above 150?
Yeah, we're granting around 167, somewhere around there, about 5-6 years ago.
Close to double already.
Yeah, almost double.
And our vision, I like to talk about this, our vision as Make-A-Wish is every child that has a life-threatening illness has the opportunity and their family to be granted a wish. And that's our pie-in-the-sky goal we're reaching for, our perfection. More kids are getting sick, and we want to help them.
Yeah, we want to reach as many kids as possible. They all deserve it.
You're almost there. I mean, we'll be at 75% this year if we hit the 320 out of, you said, a little over 400.
Quick math, Patrick. Look at you.
Oh, man.
You should be in finance.
What did I just say?
But you're right. I mean, that's the thing we look at. What's our incident?
What
are we reaching? We're reaching about 75% of kids, and that's really significant. The only thing holding us back is educating the public about who we grant wishes for. A lot of parents don't realize that their kids qualify. I mean, even medical professionals don't realize that their kids qualify. So that's the biggest piece for us. And then funding. How do we continue to make sure we have a pipeline of funding as we reach more kids? Because we don't want to be in a situation, again, where we have so many kids and not enough money. It's always better to be in a situation where you have money waiting there, ready for when you reach those kids. And that's our responsibility as an organization to get the right people involved.
So it's timely that we have you on the show.
The end of the
first
year.
Show in December.
Yeah.
I'm sure this
Christmas.
is the giving season. I'm sure this is a big time for you guys to raise funds. We're about out of time with this segment. I guess we'll save the wish stories for next segment. But why don't you, before we go to break, Amy, tell the audience how they can get involved and give money and help grant wishes.
Yeah, this is definitely the time of year. We call it the season of wishes.
Yeah.
Every child is wishing for something from Santa Claus or others, and we're wishing for funding for our kids to make sure we can grant those wishes. So the best way to give to our local chapter, your local chapter, is to go to our website, and that's nc.wish.org. So like North Carolina.wish.org. You just go to that site, and there's a donate button right on that main landing page. You can go there and donate, or a phone number is there. You can call and see about other ways to get involved or how you can actually fund an entire wish.
Amy, stick around. When we come back, we are going to tell stories of wishes, which I know everybody will be glad to hear. You're listening to At Home with Roby. We'll be right back.